Hello, my name is Akeen Zhong. My student ID is 101462287, and this is my COMP2139 in class exercise 3. My CRN is 50272. So in this in-class exercise, we'll go over labs 5, 6, 7, and 8. And before we go right in, I just want to show you my database right here, which includes the project comments, which was done in lab 7, and the identity tables that were created in lab 8. All right, now we can declutter this, and we can start with lab 5. So in the beginning of lab 5, we did routing. So if you take a look at a lot of these controllers, for example, projects controller, you can see the routing done here. And this is also present in the other controllers and a lot of other files. In lab 6, we worked on areas. So if you take a look at the project, the solution explorer right here, you have areas, which now contains the MVC of our project under the area called project management. So if you can take a look here, they have to have the proper namespaces. So you can see here using the namespace project management. That's an example of a model. Let's take a look at a view such as create. And this is just using an at model of the project. And the controllers too need the proper namespace. In lab 6, we also took a look at partial views and the components. So I'll be going over that right now. So if we take a look at the shared folders right here, we have our nav bar and our header and footer. And what we can do here is inside our layout CSS file, we simply need the partial for the header and footer rather than the entire code. We also took a look at the project summary. I should build my solution now. Okay, so I'm going to build the entire solution, and we're going to take a look at what our component can do for us. So our component here is the project summary. So if you can see here, the partial view still works. The header and footers are still there, and because they're in the shared folder, that means that any of these views will also have the proper header, footer, and navbar. So if we take a look at the projects folder, we see that we have a project summary here, and that is coded through the components. So if we take a look down here, down in shared, we have the project summary component, which gives a overview of the respective project. And this is then called in the project summary component, which is in the project management area. So it goes through the list and returns every parameter inside the default component, which is then displayed in the project index, which is what we see right here. Now we can take a look at the next part, which is asynchronous code and JSON comments. So to implement asynchronous code, it starts with the controllers here. So we have the project comment controller, projects controller, and tasks controller. I'm going to scroll through all of them, and you can see how every task is implemented with async, followed by a wait every time the program needs to fetch something. So you can see async for creating, details, deleting, edit, and searching. All right, I'm going to do the same for the other controllers, such as project controller and then comments controller. Async index, details, async create, async edit, and for the project comment controller. So here in this comment controller, we return a JSON file, which displays our comments. And that JSON file is located here under www.root project-comments.js. And here it shows the data of the comment. And when the JSON file loads, it will add a comment here. This form for the comment is found in the details page. So if I go here and take a look at the details, you see we have our comments here. So right now, the only comment is C1. Actually, let's go back to our other project. So we have a blank slate. So if we add a comment, async will allow us to put the comment on the screen without reloading. So if I say first comment and type post, it will be there. Now it's ordered in descending, so if I say second comment, it will be above. Okay, this brings us to our last lab, which is identities and emails. So in the beginning of lab 8, we added a new scaffolding area, which lets us use the identity. And that gives us the functionality to add accounts, register new users, really external tools in order to make a website more functional. So if we take a look at here, we have login, log out, and register. And these are all present in navbar here. So if I press login, you can use a local account to log in. But in this case, we are going to register. So I'm going to use my email, create a password. Okay. And I'm going to check the email to confirm the account. So that should be here. So if you can see here, we get a new email that says, please confirm your account by clicking here. Thank you for confirming your email. So now that means we can log in using the same details. So let's put an empty password, a wrong one, to see what happens first. It says invalid login attempt. All right, let's use the proper password this time. And we are logged in. And we can also log out as well, which brings us back to here. Now we can also take a look at what sends our emails. So here we have register.cshtml.cs, which, if you take a look at this code, will send an email to the user in order to confirm. And you can see in app-settings.json, we have an API key, which we also implement the email sender right here in program. And let's take a look at that email sender right here. So it uses the API key, put in app-settings.json, creates a new one, from, to, and then the subject, which is to confirm your account. And that is the end of my in-class exercise 3.